Hello students, this is Amber sir. Today we will discuss the last major content of Chapter 1, that is Reproduction in Organisms. Students, after attainment of maturity, all sexually reproducing organisms exhibit a sequence of similar events. Together, these sequences are called as events in sexual reproduction. Students, now concentrate on the board. Events in sexual reproduction. It has three sub-events. Number 1, pre-fertilization events. Number 2, fertilization. And the last, number 3, post-fertilization events. Now, let us take one by one. First, pre-fertilization events. Students, as I told you, pre-fertilization events consist of two major sub-events. These are number 1, gametogenesis, and number 2, gamete transfer. Now, let us take gametogenesis. Gametogenesis. Students, this term is made up of two words. Just see. Gametogenesis is equal to gameto plus genesis. Dear students, gameto, it's a derived word. Do you know what is the root word? Yes, anybody? What is the root word for gameto? Yes, it is gamete. Now, moving on to the term genesis. Students, genesis is already a root word, and the meaning of genesis is formation. So what are you observing now on the board? Gamete formation. Therefore, gametogenesis is the process in which formation of gametes take place. Students, do you know in the organisms where actually the gametes are formed? Yes, anybody? Where actually the gametes are formed inside the organisms? Yes, these are the sex organs. Students, you must have heard antheridium, archegonium, testes, ovaries. What are these? These are nothing but the sex organs where actually the formation of gametes take place. How? Now a question arises, how? Yes, the answer is because of a special type of cell division. And dear students, would you please tell me the name of that cell division? Yes, it is meiosis. Meiosis is the type of cell division which is responsible for the formation of gametes. Students, gametes are haploid. This information always keep in your mind. What? Gametes are haploid. What does it mean? It means that the status of DNA, it is telling something about the status of DNA inside the gamete. So here I'd like to tell you that gametes, they have only one copy of their DNA, and that is why the gametes are called haploid. Now, moving on to the types of gametes. Dear students, gametes are of two types. One is called homogametes. And the other one is called heterogametes. Students, alternate names are there for these. Like for homogametes, it is isogametes. And for heterogametes, it is anisogametes. Now, let us move on to the examples. So, as far as the homogametes are concerned, there is a green alga which is called Cladophora. Which possess homogametes. Students, just see. This is the diagram I'm drawing. These are the gametes of Cladophora. Students, as I told you that these are isogametes. Why they are called as isogametes? Yes, because here we are not in the condition to differentiate, or we are not in the condition to tell which exactly is the male gamete and which exactly is the female gamete. That is why the term we are using here, isogametes. So in isogametes, one is not able to tell which one is the male gamete and which one is the female gamete. Now, moving on to the heterogametes. So, students, as far as the examples are concerned, there is a brown alga which is called fucus. So, in case of fucus, the gametes are like this. You can see this is a surrounding membrane or plasma membrane. Inside that, here is the cytoplasm, and now there is a nucleus. So it's a female gamete of fucus. It's a female gamete. Female gamete of fucus. Now just see how is the male gamete. So this is the male gamete of fucus. Students, what are you looking at? Just see. One thing is that you are in the situation to differentiate that one is the female gamete and one is the male gamete. But in the earlier condition, it was not there. You are not quite sure that which one is the male gamete and which one is the female gamete. But here you are quite sure it's a female gamete. How? Because it is bigger in size, and also it doesn't have any organ for locomotion. So it is stationary. Now just see the male gamete. The male gamete is quite small and it has flagella for locomotion. So this is that's why these are called as the heterogametes, or these are the heterogametes of fucus. Now let us take one more example, and this example is of the human beings. Students, this is the female gamete and just a minute. This is the outermost layer, which is called zona transitory. Now, inner to this, here is a membrane. Yes, this is the plasma membrane. Plasma membrane. And just near to this, there is the cytoplasm. Inside the cytoplasm, what is there? Yes, there is the nucleus. So, this is the nucleus. Nucleus. So, beta, this is the female gamete, or you can say ovum of human beings. Ovum. Now, here it is. Here it is the male gamete or the sperm. This is the nucleus in the head region. The entire head region is occupied by the nucleus. This cone-like portion at the head region is very famous, and most of the questions almost in various examinations, the questions are asked from this. What is this structure? Actually, this is called acrosome. Now, students, this structure, this is called the head. Now, this small portion here, it is called neck. And now, this somewhat bigger portion is called middle piece. And what is this structure, students? Tell me please. This is the tail. So this is all about the male gamete of human beings. This is the sperm. Now moving on further, after completing this types of gametes, we will move to the next main sub-event, which is the sorry, not the sub-event, it is the second part of this pre-fertilization events, that is the gamete transfer. Students, so this is the gamete transfer. the second sub-event of the pre-fertilization phase. Gamete transfer. So, what is the meaning of gamete transfer? Students, till now we have discussed how the gametes are formed. Yes, it is because of the gametogenesis. Now, these gametes, they form the next sub-event, that is the gamete transfer. Here the male gametes, they move to the female gametes to facilitate the process which is called as, yes, anybody please tell me, to facilitate the process which is called as fertilization, the next main events in sexual reproduction. So, in this gamete transfer, the male and female gametes are brought together to facilitate the fertilization. Now, what happens? These gametes are motile, or they are also non-motile. Basically, in some of the algae and fungi, both types of gametes, that is male gametes and female gametes, are motile. Why motile? Because they have an organ for this purpose, and that is called flagella. It is the plural is flagella and singular is flagella. Now, when we talk about the animals, not animals, just later on I will come on this topic. When we talk about the seed plants, what seed plants? So there is a structure which is called pollen grain. Students, could you please tell me what are pollen grains, or what is the purpose of the pollen grains and where they are formed? So pollen grains are actually the carrier of male gametes. Carrier of male gametes. And these pollen grains are formed inside the male sex organ of the seed plant, and that is actually collectively, there is a collective name for the male sex organ, that is endoecium. Endoecium is made up of some units, and these units are called as stamens. When we talk about these stamens, so this is a diagram of a stamen. Here at the tip, students, you are observing this globular portion. Actually, this is called anther. And this filament-like structure, this is As usual, the name is filament. Now, students, this anther, just concentrate on this anther. This is the anther inside that a special type of cell division takes place. That I mentioned earlier. A special type of cell division takes place inside this anther. Anybody? Please, anybody would tell me the answer? What is that special type of cell division which takes place inside the anther, responsible for the formation of gamete? Yes, this is called meiosis. So, as a result of meiosis inside this anther, haploid cells are formed, and these haploid cells are actually the pollen grains, and inside this pollen grain there are two gametes, two male gametes. In each pollen grain, two male gametes are there. Now these male gametes, how they reach the female sex organ, right? So when we talk about the bisexual flowers, a very familiar example we can take that of Pisum sativum. Pisum sativum. Just a moment. So in case of Pisum sativum, this plant has bisexual flowers, where the male sex organ, that is, you can say the stamens, collectively the androecium, and the female sex organs like gynoecium, a collective name, and it is made up of unit structures called the carpel. So these androecium and gynoecium, in case of pea plant, I mean in the flower of pea, they are quite close to each other, and that is why very easily the pollen grain, they fall on stigma. As soon as they fall on stigma, the germination takes place. The germination of pollen grains takes place. Students, this is the central hole of a typical flower. And this is at the tip, a lobe structure. Actually, this central hole, what do we call the central hole of a typical flower? Anybody, just give the answer. What is called the central hole of the typical flower? Yes, it is gynoecium. So this gynoecium is made up of unit structures, separate structures, and these structures are called as carpels. And a single carpel has 3 different regions, like This at the tip, this region is called stigma. This filament-like portion which connects the stigma with this bigger globular portion, that is called style. Now, just elast this solid portion at the base. That is called what? Just tell me. In class 10th you all have studied. It is called ovum. Sorry. It's not ovum, it's ovary. Now, inside the ovary, there is a structure. Yes, tell me the answer. What is the name of this structure? This is called ovule. And inside the ovule, one more structure. What is the name of that structure? Yes, anybody tell me. This is all belongs to class 10 standard. Inside this ovule, there is a structure which is called female gametophyte. This is the female gametophyte. And inside the female gametophyte, what is there? Yes, anybody tell me. This is female gamete, or you can say the egg cell. Here is the egg cell or egg. Actually, this is the female gamete in case of the higher plants, or you can say the flowering plants. So here is a structure which is called egg, and egg is beta egg cell it is called, and this egg cell is nothing but the female gamete of the flowering plants. So students, just concentrate here at the stigma. The pollen grains, they fall here on the stigma. Thereafter, germination starts. As a result, the pollen tube start coming into existence. Excuse me. Now, they move through this style, and finally the pollen tube reaches the ovule, and through the micropyle of the ovule it enters inside the female gametophyte, where there is female gamete. Now, as I told you, in case of flowering plants, two male gametes are formed. So these two male gametes, they enter inside the female gametophyte, where the one male gamete fuses with that of the egg cell, and other one fuses with that of the secondary nucleus. Now, in this way, fertilization takes place. So, this is what I explained. This is about the flowering plants. Now, when we talk about the animals, the different types of animals, so there is special mechanism for the transfer of male gamete into the female genital tract. So this is all about the gamete transfer. Now moving on to the next main event, that is fertilization. So as far as the fertilization is concerned, so what is fertilization, students? Fertilization is the complete and permanent fusion of the two male gametes, that is of the two male gametes from different parents or from the same parent to form a diploid structure, which is called, what do we call that structure? Yes, that is called zygote. Students, I told you that two gametes from different parents are from the same parent. What does it mean? Different parent I just talked about different parent. Different parents. If I point out different parents, this means the organisms are dioecious. That is, the male and female sex organs are found in separate individuals. And when I say that the same parent, the gametes are formed inside the same parent. This means I am talking about a monoecious organism. The organism is monoecious. What does it mean? Meaning is very simple, that the male and female sex organs are found in the same body, or you can say a single body, and there is the formation of gametes, and that is why the gametes of the same parent fuse to give rise to the zygote. This fertilization is also called as, yes, there is an alternate term. Anybody? Please tell me. Yes, this fertilization is also called as syngamy. Now, moving on to the next sub-event. Where does fertilization occur? Where does fertilization occur? Yes, students. So fertilization occurs either in external medium, that is water, or inside the body of an organism. Accordingly, it is of two types. Number one, external fertilization. And Number 2, internal fertilization. Now let us take one by one. First, external fertilization. So students, when the fertilization occurs outside the body of the organism, it is called external fertilization. The external medium, such as water, is required for this type of fertilization. Thus, in most aquatic organisms, such as majority of algae, fishes and amphibians, external fertilization occurs. Students, a major disadvantage of this type of fertilization is that the offsprings are not protected from the predators and their survival is threatened up to adulthood. Now moving on to the internal fertilization. So students, when fertilization occurs inside the body of an organism, it is called internal fertilization. Many terrestrial organisms belonging to fungi, higher animals such as reptiles, mammals, birds and higher plants such as bryophytes, pteridophytes, gymnosperms, and angiosperms. All these exhibit internal fertilization. Here, male gamete is motile and has to reach the egg in order to fuse with it. The remaining portion of this lecture I will continue in my upcoming video. Thank you.